Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. This is Smoking in G Sharp, and I'm taking you to a very interesting building. It's old, it's new, and it's still unfinished. The building resides in Barcelona, Spain, and it is called the Basilica de la Sagrada Familia, the Sagrada family, an unfinished Roman Catholic minor basilica in Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain. It was started back in 1852, and it was done by Francisco de Paula del Villar, but he resigned 1 year later, and a man named Antoni Gaudi took over the project of this basilica, and he worked on it till his death in 1926. And then the Spanish Civil War started, and in 1936, revolutionaries had set fire to the building. They broke their way into a workshop and partially destroyed Gaudi's original plans, drawings, and plaster models. And it said that it led to 16 years of trying to piece together the fragments of what he was trying to create. So there was a big setback. Then construction resumed intermittently in the 50s. And what's really interesting here, I got to go back just a little bit, is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, which specifies and specializes as an agency off of the UN, was very interested in this site and declared it a heritage site in 2010. Pope Benedict consecrated the church and proclaimed it a minor basilica. So they've been placing a lot of energy in this building. And I'm going to walk you through it in just a second here. I just wanted you to get the basic idea of the history of this building. It's very interesting. I'm going to grab a little video that I put together and walk you through it. First of all, look at the Barcelona flag. A few videos ago, I took you over to one of the islands, showing you, their, melted buildings and castles and such. And they have the red and yellow stripes going through their flag as well. And then here in Barcelona, same thing. It really intrigued me. What is this symbolizing? I should go deeper sometime. I wanted to show you, though, before I take off. I looked up their coat of arms, and this is just fascinating. Look at this. Look at all the districts and their coats of arms. They all have the red and yellow stripey going through it. Some have like a water figure. Some have the cross. This is the official one, I believe, for Barcelona. That's really interesting, Over there in the European countries, each district will have its own crest and symbolism for the area. Even Germany had them. I collected them for a little bit and sewed them on my coat, and then I lost the coat. I'm so sorry. Oh. Anyway, going on to the video. As you can see, I'm showing a little bit of the flag here. And then it's going to kick into the main part of the building. Yeah, this is a very huge building. And I was in Barcelona, and I saw this basilica, from a distance at very different angles that I was in the city. But I never went and looked at the church. I was very young. I was not interested in churches. I was interested in the, Spanish Barcelona nightlife when I arrived there. I was only there for 2 days, so I did other things, but I stuck my feet into the Mediterranean in Barcelona. So anyway, we have this building, yes, very interesting, many different layers to it. Now I'm going to stop this here, and I believe the man on the right is Gaudi. They took a picture of him talking to somebody here. Now, look at the building in the back. To me, it's an odd way of putting a building like this together. Is it me? I don't know. I don't know anything about building basilicas, trust me. But when I looked at this, it almost looks like a remnant. Like they had this piece of a building and they said, okay, now let's really build a church out of it. I don't think they would normally start a project off like this with, it looks like part of the front and this curved side. It's just really weird to me. I just noticed that, and I could be totally wrong, but it just seems like a leftover from the old days. I'm going to bring up another picture here of it. And what also caught my eyes, also notice the brick wall around it. Perfect. It has this perfect brick wall around it, but just this little remnancy of a church going on. And does it not look old? That does not look like modern brick in places. It looks very, very old. And then you can see where they've modernized it, where they're building upon it. Now, as this scrolls down to the bottom, look at the people. They don't look like they're really working on this site. They look more like it's a park and they're just hanging out. And then at the very bottom here, I'm going to stop this picture in just a second. Hold on. Cheek. Yeah. Okay. Notice there's a gentleman like running his sheep through. Let me see if I can go up a little further here. Running his sheep. Oh, there it goes to the next picture or something. Oh, okay. Here's another area. Okay. Now they have an aerial view of this picture, and something is really, really wrong here. Number one, back in the 1850s, when this, you saw the men standing around just about this much of a structure, maybe not the tall pillars, but not much less. How did they take this aerial view? I'm just asking, I know they devised pigeons to carry cameras, I think starting at the end of World War I, going into World War II. I don't know. And then see the buildings around it? They don't look old. They look very 50s. I mean, is this like where the building, I'm confused what did they do to the building from 1852 to 1926? And then there was this period of where they couldn't do anything because they had that Revolutionary War destroy things. And then they picked it up again in the 50s. Well, these buildings look like the 50s. I don't see much done. I'm really confused, see, on this picture. I'm just saying. And it looks much older. It does. It looks like it's taken from an airplane in the 50s. So, yeah, it's a decayed building. It's like, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, it's going to go to the next picture. Very shortly. Okay, so here again, it's showing, let me get the thing in here. See, I'm writing at the bottom. Look at the difference from old to new. Like, okay, if the old part is like 1850s, 1860s, early 1900s, and then the new part is when? And the old part looks much older than 1850s, and it looks very melty and beaten, just like a lot of ages hit that compared to the other part. I just thought it was just really, again, a strange building, and the separation of when things stopped and started are just very vague on this building. But wait till you see what they've done to it. It's going to blow you away. Okay, anytime now. Old to new. Let's go into the next picture. Maybe I should speed this up a little bit. Maybe I will. Oh, here we go. So here we are in the inside. And this is now obviously from the 50s to today. They're still working on this. Look at the artwork. Look at all the different layers of things and the choice of colors in the stained glass. I mean, look at these things. Wow. This is a lot of work. And the colors do represent something, going from this green to this red. It's almost like they're telling us a story of like, yes, the building's melted from the bottom up kind of story. And look at this. They also use color. Let me stop this for just a second here. They also use color as a meditation along with, singing and humming and frequencies. And they designed this in a certain way with these colors. I just wanted to point out. And then you can see there's just spots where it's just magnificent. I just can't put it any other way. This is a lot of work in this building. It's just going to blow you away. I wish I had gone in and seen it now. I could just, go back in time and say, what were you thinking? Why didn't you go to this building? But I just didn't. All right, let me go to the next thing. And, here's the ceiling. Now, also, I'm going to stop this here. Notice the light fixtures in the top pillars. Those are lights. And I'm going to show you them up close. But look at the artwork. It almost looks like it's representing something getting melted. Is it me? I don't think so. This is like representing some kind of like order out of the chaos. It's like all of this very interesting architecture that you just wouldn't see, figure you would see in a Catholic church. Let me go to the next one. Now, they also have this, I believe it's made out of bronze, map showing the foundation of this whole basilica. Like let's say they just cut the whole building off. There's the pillars, and underneath there is an aquifer with water. And does not the grid look like a computer grid? Very much so. I was very amazed when I was looking at all this. And yes, it has underground water things going on in it. Just a very special kind of building here. And okay, I'm just double checking. And so we'll go on to the next. And then they have all of these like medallions. And this one is the Alpha Omega medallion. You can see it's very ornate, very interesting, how it protrudes on the Alpha and indents on the Omega. But all of these kind of medallions and fixtures around the building. Here's another one. Here's a medallion. Now, what I find interesting about this medallion, I'm going to stop this. And I'm going to take a sip of tea. Hold on. That helps. If you notice that it's holding the P, that's the sign of the Christian church. And of course, it is the P, the age of Pisces. And then it has the X going through it. And that's very common too. The whole symbol is the Catholic Church, the seed. The Catholic Roman C, as they put it. If you notice, the X covers part of the P in front and goes behind and back. Like the age of Aries is how I perceive it. The X are the two horns, definitely. Like Aries still has a hold on Pisces in this age. I just thought that was very interesting. And then it's like sitting in something I would call sun-like. I don't know. It's a very interesting medallion I found out of the group. There's tons of these on the internet, by the way. I just wanted to let you know. I'm going to let you look at that for just a second. Yes, so here we have, going on to the next, another medallion. Oh, this is actually built in a light fixture at the top. Let me run this back again because I'm going to stop this. Hold on, I didn't catch it quite right because it's running really quickly. This is like a crater egg design. And in the center, there's the T, which could be representing many things. I didn't even want to beginning to speculate on this one. And then it has, I mean, it has like a dome with all of these like grid lines running over it, sitting in a crater. Let's go up a little further. Is that not trippy? And then at the top, it's sitting upon something that looks like, I don't know, like the first thing I interpreted as is like the thing that holds all of everything underneath, like the oil, the everything, there's craters underneath this. Anyway, just simply, it's odd. And then I found the design. Let me try and get off of this for a second. Run this. I found them designing all of these things. I just thought it was very odd artwork for, again, a Catholic basilica. And they're still not done. They're still working on this. There it goes to some other things. See how they're extending the lights up in the sky and how they've made them? Very interesting, lighting work, if you ask me. And then there's the Red Cross on some of them. They all have their pictures. I wish we could see some close-ups. But the Red Cross, and I relate that back to Tartarian. And here we go now to the pillars. Look at this. Look at underneath. It's like cave mud-like structures to something very solid pillars. And then up way high, again, like something strikes things like in a sun-like melted design going into very structured pillars. I'm just saying, it has all the hallmarks of saying homage to the Tartarian race left behind us here. And I think they made it out of the remnants, the what do you call it, little pockets of survival. I think this was a pocket of survival, and they've just built upon it. Like, why not? That's what the Catholic Church has been doing for centuries. This is nothing new. It's just happening in our time is all. That is all. It's a beautiful church on beautiful grounds. Yeah, I saw it from a distance. That's all I can say. And there we go with that. And I just wanted to bring this forth because I just thought that this was just very, very interesting. Very interesting building, very interesting history behind it, and something to look at in the future. And then before I go, I just wanted to bring up one more picture that shows perception. It's all in how you perceive things, is it not? I just want to say that and give a shout out to all of the communities, whether they're dealing with mud fossils, the Tartarian melted buildings, the not living quite on a round globe like they keep telling us people. All of you, here's a big shout out to you because it's true. It's just how you see something. And also, I heard recently, one of those little divine messages just kind of popped out at me at something I was reading. And that is, not everybody is going to see reality for what it is. We can try our best and we can try our might, but everybody has their own level of understanding why they are here. And it also helps them create their own experience because remember, there are billions and billions of ways for God to have this experience, and that's what we are. So with that, I'm going to take it out and obviously say my sayings, bring back the 13th Amendment, and please be well, stay frosty.